welcome back. We've got 1 minute 30 to go, but I want you to come and have a look at what should happen. If your temperature is still stayed, we're going to check the temperature. I did a class today and one of the girls was a little bit cool and it hadn't actually set properly. So we've got 32.6 there, which is perfect. So, oh, got a little bit of peppercorn. So, come and have a look. This is how it should look after 4 or 5 minutes. It's like custard. Can you see that? You can put that in and it's got a little bit of a cut there. So it's perfect. It's perfect. So what I'm going to do, we've still got 45 seconds to go, but what the hell, I'm going to go for it. You need to cut it into cubes. Now, I always say my thumb size, but people with big hands need to maybe look at little finger size. So I'm just going to cut it into cubes. I hope you can see this. Don't overthink it, just get it done. Doesn't have to be accurate. This is very forgiving. You can see that now, it's starting to go into cubes. It's just like custard. It's actually like a bit like junket. That's what rennet is, it's junket tablets. So, oh, there we go. So we've now cut that and we need to stir it to 40 degrees. So when you first plunge your spoon in, it's really soft curd. Can you see that? The idea isn't to stir it around too much. You don't want to disturb that curd. I'm going to put it on a very low heat. Not too low. And I'm just going to disturb that curd a little bit. If I stir too much, it'll shatter, and we don't want that. We want it to be nice little curds. So I'm just going to move it around. In about a minute or two, you can be quite firm with it. It's a little bit like when you bake spaghetti bolognese and you put the mince in. You've got to keep stirring it or it'll all clump together, and this is the same here. So I'm just going to shift it. It will keep setting as the heat starts. So I'm just being really careful. It is, see how I'm actually disturbing it a bit too much there? Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Don't lift it out of the whey. What will happen is that the whey will get warm and your curds will start to cook in that whey. So I need to check the temperature. It'll be all up and down in temperature because the curds are quite cool and the whey will be quite hot. So we're up to 35. When it gets to 40, you need to turn it off. So we're at 36. Can you see those curds starting to get a little bit firmer? Still quite soft. Up to 36, 35, back to 35, and that's what will happen. The temperature will fluctuate. If I put it into the middle of a curd, it's gone down to 33. So, and be careful that you don't put your thermometer right on the bottom where it's actually hitting that direct heat. So it's still saying 33, and the whey's starting to come through. Can you see that yellow liquid? It's like a creamy, that's the whey. So we've got curds and whey. That's all gorgeous. So I'm just stirring it a little bit rougher now, a little bit firmer. Those curds are becoming quite pronounced. And I'm at 39, 37 degrees, 36 degrees. So all over the shop. So just keep stirring. The curds will start to cook and that'll bring the temperature up a little bit. Don't go over 40 though. Can you see now that that whey is really quite pronounced now? The curds are still quite soft. So I'm saying 36. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit more. It's gone off. Got a bit of wind happening here. There we go. I've bumped it right up. Let's get this cooking. 37, 38, and I'm stirring it quite vigorously now. Back to 36, 37. Can you see those curds are starting to cook? It's probably a little bit small, but that's okay. I've got some big ones and some small ones, so I need to let the big ones catch up. We've got a couple of big ones. Just run your thermometer through. They're so soft that you can actually just give them a bit of a whack with a spoon. Up to 38. That big one. 38, 39, 40. So it's saying 40, 41, so I'm going to turn it off. Now it says to give it 2 minutes of a good stir. So I quite like the backward and forward stir. It's always been a good one for me. So here we go, backwards and forwards. Feeling a little bit like Jamie Oliver at the moment. Bit of wind happening here, not from me, it's from outside, of course. Okay, so if you come in and have a look at this now, Claude, I'll show you what the curd should start to do. It should start to have a little bounce back. We've still got a bit of soft curd, so I'm going to give it a nice big stir. Check the temperature, it should still be on about 40 degrees in here. 38. It's gone down in temperature. I'm going to give it a bit of a burst. Be nice and vigorous now. If it's a bit cold, you could actually put it in a water bath, and that's quite nice. But these little gas cookers and these little bain-maries are excellent. Gives you a nice big area here to work with. I think we're nearly there. So it's saying 40 degrees. I'll turn it off again. One more big stir, and the next thing we're going to do is scoop our curds. Get the curds out. Because all that curd is mozzarella. Now if you've got a nice little sieve, you could actually just put it in a sieve and just sieve it through. The whey, by the way, is really high in protein, so don't throw it out. Either if you've got dogs or cats or chickens, they absolutely love it. And I'm going to put mine in a dish here. Drain out the whey. It's not important that you get all the way out, it will eventually come out itself. So the quicker you work, the better. This is actually designed to be made in 30 minutes from start to finish, and it works. I have done it in 30 minutes. See what happens when I put this in on YouTube. Just keep draining that whey out. Actually best to get rid of as much whey as possible. Don't lose any curd. As I said, you could run it through a sieve. Keep draining that whey. If you've got any little bits left over. If you don't have a microwave, you can heat your whey up to 80 degrees. Put your curd back in there. Keep heating your whey up to 80 degrees and your curd will start to melt like it's going to. The microwave is the easiest, quickest way. But just heat your whey up to 80 degrees and then put your curd in, and then you can start that stretching. Okay, I've wasted enough time on that. I'll give it one more. Get that curd out. There it is. That's your curd. That's going to be your mozzarella. Now we're going to go into the house and use the microwave. Okay, so I'm about to put my curd in the microwave. So I'm going to drain that last little bit of whey off, and I'll microwave it for 1 minute. Okay, as I said, if you don't have a microwave, heat your whey up to 80 degrees and put your lump of curd back into the hot whey. You might have to keep the heat going because that will cool your whey down. So keep your heat going. Just stir it through. Just use a spoon because it's really hot doing it that way. Use a spoon and just stir it through. Incorporate that heat, and then you'll get to the end here where it'll start to stretch. Now the idea with this mozzarella is that you don't touch it too much. The more you're playing with it, I mean it's great for kids and it's fun and you can do that as much as you want, but the more you work it, the tougher it will be. The lighter you are with it, the nice and moist and tender it'll be, and it'll be easy to cut and it'll be nice on the taste. It's a very bland mozzarella. It's not cultured like a normal mozzarella, but it's a great thing to do and play with and have fun with, and teach kids that milk can actually turn into cheese really easily. So if you have a look at that, it's nice and mushy. There's going to leach lots of whey in here. So I'm going to, it's best to work as quickly as possible. Stir it through. It's quite hot at this stage. Stir it through. Put my gloves on. Nice clean gloves. The thicker the better, because it is quite hot. And you see that? It's nice and warm, and we're just basically incorporating. The best idea is to try and get a smooth surface. When you first start, it's all lots of little lumpy bits of curd. See how that whey is just oozing out? But I'm just folding it into the back there, just working it round and folding it in, and it's getting nice and smooth. And at this stage you can actually sing a nice Italian song. It always helps. La 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 la. Can you see that smoothness coming through? That's absolutely beautiful mozzarella. So I'm going to give it one more little microwave zap for 30 seconds to see how that works. Look at that. That's just beautiful. And that is actually shop bought milk. Not too bad for shop bought milk. I'm going to microwave it for about maybe 30 or 40 seconds. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a pinch. You don't have to if you don't want to, if you're looking after your diet with low sodium, but it actually does bring the flavour out. I'll give it about another 30 seconds. And this is the last time. If you're finding that it's a bit tough, you could actually give it a little bit longer. The heat actually makes it a bit more liquefied. But we had a little class today, and one lady did the 1 minute microwave and had a bit of a knead, and then she went back in for 30 seconds and then one more time for 30 seconds, and hers actually looked quite good compared to the others that did the 1 minute microwave, kneaded it, and then back for another minute. So it's just a matter of having a play and seeing what works best for you. So that's about 30 seconds. It's looking nice and moist here now. Okay, I'm just going to work that. Look at that, that's just beautiful. I'm going to work that salt in. And see, it's nice and smooth. It's beautiful mozzarella. I'm very excited about this mozzarella. There it is. Kids will have fun to play with. I don't find it too hot. I have found that some people find the heat really quite intense. But I'm not going to work it much more than that. I'm just going to shape it into a little ball. And then the final stage, see, I'm happy with that. That's very delicious looking. And it's nice and soft. You can see that's got a nice soft squidginess to it. It's a Nigella term. And it's going into some iced cold water. I'm going to sit it in that for about an hour. And then when I've finished, I'm going to take it out of the iced cold water, put it into either a zip top bag or a little container with a lid, and then it can go in the fridge until you're ready to use it. But there's my mozzarella. I'm very happy with that. Good luck. So here's the final product. This is after it's been sitting in some icy cold water for an hour. Look at that, it's just beautiful. I've cut it up on some nice local fresh tomatoes. Got to do local. Basil out of my garden. Local milk. Nice little bit of salt. It's not local, but it's Australia. And local olive oil, a little drizzle. Beautiful. Won't your friends be impressed? Don't forget, Jesus loves you.